question one, tell us about your characters and how they have changed since the first season.
When it comes to our characters and how they've changed throughout the season, I'd say for Kate, she started, we met her in season one with a group of friends. And when we meet her in season two, uh, there's been a little bit of a 180, and there's a lot of tension and consequences that unfold as a result of that.
When you meet Sam at the top of season two, he's in a totally different place than where you last saw him, and he is, I think, in a lot of ways, trying to embody a different person. So he's not as recognizable maybe to some.
Yeah, how has my character changed? I think when you first meet her, you're gonna meet a very different Emma. You know, the season one Emma you met was very like people pleasing and wanted to be loved and had this childlike sense of innocence and naivety. And I think when you meet her, she has gone through a lot of grief and a lot of heartbreak, which in turn changes her personality and she doesn't wear her heart as much as on her sleeve. And I think over the course of the season, it's this balance between trying to be who you want to be and who you think you have to be without, and also being tested with old patterns of insecurity and realizing maybe her softness was her biggest strength after all.
Thank you. And next question, what were you most looking forward to when returning to the world of Gen V this season?
What I was most looking forward to returning this season was just the excitement and curiosity I felt, because when we ended the first season, there was a huge fight. So much went down. I lost my arm. All my friends were against me, and I was very curious to see what the heck was gonna happen. So many there was a huge cliffhanger. I mean, the kids are in Elmira. Like, what's happening? I was just really curious to see what the writers were going to come up with.
Looking forward to.
Hmm.
What was I most looking forward to? Just honestly, I was most looking forward to just being back in that world and that environment with all these people. I didn't really quite know what to expect, and when we got the scripts as they came out, so we didn't quite know what was going to happen every episode. And getting to watch that unfold in front of your eyes and then be a part of it is always it's quite crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in terms of excitement, I mean, I'm always really excited to see what the crazy writers have in store. But I think for me, excitement wasn't the main emotion. It was just like this responsibility, really just wanting to honor my friend as best as possible. And yeah, Chance is really the beating heart of the show. So um, to do that was really, really important to me, I think, this season.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we left each of your characters in quite complex situations at the end of season one. What was it like developing your characters' relationships with each other off the back of these events?
Developing the characters' relationships with one another after all of the craziness that we were left with after season one was really interesting. The dynamics have completely changed. When we first started, it was this. I mean, besides Sam, there it was this big group of friends who seemed to be quite aligned in just all being excited to be at school with these powers, and then as the show went on, there was a huge division, and so the dynamics between the characters changed so much, and to, trying to there's so much tension between everybody, and having to develop that was interesting because it's not like that at all in real life, I mean, the stakes are crazy. There's just crazy, crazy differences between the characters. And so it wasn't the most natural thing to do. But thankfully the writers, made it sort of, as easy as just they made it easy because the writing is so good. And so, I feel like for me, I didn't really have to try too hard. I just sort of said the words and that sort of like did it for me because I don't know. I don't yeah, that's a hard question. I don't really know how much I did when it came to, you know, developing anything. I really just feel like I say the words.
Tell us about your characters and where we find them in Gen V season 2.
Polarity at the beginning of season 2, he finds himself having given up on life. He's lost his son. He has no more living relatives, and he's decided that life isn't worth living anymore. And so uh, he gets a visit from one of the students at the school, and that kind of shakes him out of his stupor, and he decides to try and rise up out of his grief from losing his son and his role in it to try and you know find some purpose for himself and get some justice for his son.
I played Dean Cypher in season 2. He's the new dean at Godolphin University. He is the kind of dean that Homelander would want to run a university. So that should tell you everything you need to know about his moral compass.
What were you most looking forward to when being immersed in the world of Gen V this season?
I think the thing that I was most looking forward to in the world of Gen V this season was to see how these characters all evolve from season 1. Uh, what these powers do, really, in a metaphorical sense, is it makes you more of who you really are. So uh, I was very excited to see, okay, how does Marie's powers, what do they do to make her more of who she really is, or Emma, or any of the other ones. And so I was excited to see what directions that took, and to find out, how that plays into the boys as well.
I came into season 2 as such a huge fan of the show. I just was like really excited to get to play with all of these people that I was a fan of. Like, how often do you get to do that? Like, go to spring training with your favorite baseball team. They're great. These guys are great hitters and catchers, and I could go on with this metaphor not much longer than this.
What about pitcher?
Hell of a pitcher.
Yeah.
Hell of a pitcher right here.
Your characters have a bit of a cat and mouse dynamic together. What was it like to develop this relationship throughout the season?
Uh, the cat and mouse dynamic between our characters really was just kind of obviously all there in the writing. I mean, I don't think either one of us had to come in there and kind of, you know, manufacture a whole lot because it was all right there on the page. But I will say what was fun about it for me was that when you're working with Hamish, it's like you see what's on the page and you know what he's going to say. But when you're in the scene with him, you still have this feeling like you don't know what he's going to say, if that makes any sense. And that's great. That's fun. Like,
Because I didn't know my lines?
no, no, because of like you were just kind of like, okay, like so unpredictable. And so I feel like that's what's fun about it is that like even though you know what's coming, when you get to work with Hamish, the curveballs can come from anywhere.
Yeah, in terms of our cat and mouse dynamic, before each scene we would flip a coin, find out who's cat and who's mouse.
That's right.
And that would keep it fresh.
Yeah, yeah, with the ball of yarn.
Without giving too much away, what were some of your favorite scenes to film?
I mean, I think we enjoyed our scenes a lot, but it was also fun because we're mature men together. That doesn't sound right at all. But you know, it's just like the kids are really not kids on this show. They're grown-up thespians.
They are.
But it's just like I think the variety of what you get to do on this show.
Mhm.
I mean, you're not repeating yourself, and everybody's bringing like totally different heat, which is so fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I think my favorite things to shoot were the things like what Hamer was saying, where like you're like, oh my God, I get to do that. Like, oh my God, I get to say that. And every scene had that. You know, some
Yeah.
scenes had like a moment or two of that. Some scenes had, you know, a tsunami of that.
Yeah.
And either way, you're just like, oh my God, this is too crazy, and I'll never get to do this again as long as I'm living.
Yeah, you always know there's going to be a big chunk of bloody fillet. Every scene, there's going to be something juicy to put in your mouth. That didn't sound right either.
Sounded good to me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What can audiences look forward to with this new season?
I think with the new season, what audiences can look forward to is that you're going to see people evolve into something that's either beautiful or grotesque. And there's something about that that's very, viscerally exciting to watch. And you don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah, I think people are going to see this season that the audacity is turned up to 11 or 12, maybe even. I mean, it's just really audacious. I guess that's the name of the game.
Sekiranya anda enjoy menonton video ini, jangan lupa untuk like, share dan subscribe kepada BuzzPop TV. Untuk lebih banyak video-video yang berkaitan dengan pop culture daripada komik, TV, filem, mainan dan juga banyak lagi. Majulah fandom untuk negara.